And here's the part that matters. The more I tried to force myself into a life that didn't fit me, the worse I felt. Not because I was trying hard enough, but because I was trying hard in the wrong direction. That means you stop trying to force yourself into somebody else's blueprint and you start designing around 3 things. Because a lot of moms don't need a motivational speech. If you love your kids, but your nervous system is instead screaming most days, welcome. If you've ever stared at your house and felt like your brain was literally buzzing, like the clutter is yelling at you, welcome. If you've ever wondered quietly or out loud, what is wrong with me? Because the basics feel hard, like way too hard, literally. Dishes, laundry, routines, getting everyone fed, or simply getting everyone out of the door. Welcome. And if you've ever had that thought that maybe you're not broken, maybe your brain is just wired differently and you need a life that actually fits it, you're in the right place, love. You're listening to Grounded and in Full Color, a neurodivergent mom studio about self-life, overstimulation, and building a life that fits your brain. I'm Princess Ebony, a level 1 autistic stay-at-home mom of 3 in Houston, digital content creator, and your big sister on the internet. Around here, we do storytime, tiny systems, and real-life nervous system support for moms with big brains and loud houses. Okay, take a deep breath with me. And let's begin. So this episode is basically the why behind the podcast, the origin story. The moment where I finally realized I cannot keep trying to live like my brain is standard issue. For a long time, like all of my life, I felt like I was doing life with an invisible handicap that no one could see. I could look fine. I could sound articulate. I could be smart, and I could be highly performing in certain ways. But beneath all that, I was constantly managing this invisible load. The sensory stuff, the emotional stuff, the social stuff, the executive function stuff, the why does everything take so much effort stuff. And I spent a lot of years assuming that I was lazy and overcompensating by making sure that I wasn't, or dramatic, or too sensitive, or too much. And then motherhood came. And I'll be clear, motherhood did not create any problems. Motherhood just turned the volume up so loud that I couldn't ignore it anymore. Because motherhood is basically non-stop input. It's sound, it's touch, it's mess, it's requests, it's crying, it's repetitive noise, it's constant decisions, it's broken sleep, it's interruptions every time you try to complete a single thought. Most of the time. It's like someone took my already non-default brain and then said, okay, now let's do life on hard mode with 3 tiny roommates and a larger one who touch your body whenever they feel like it. Even a simple hug, a simple kiss, or their own way of saying, I love you, or I'm congratulating you. And what started happening was I wasn't just tired. I was dysregulated. I was overstimulated. I was shutting down. I was snapping. I was crying. I was doing that thing where you're trying not to yell, but your whole body feels like it's on fire. And then, because I'm me, I'd analyze it afterward like a crime scene or a special victims unit episode. Like, what did I do wrong? Why can't I handle what other moms on Instagram handle? Why does it seem like everybody else can just do the stinking day? And here's the part that matters. The more I tried to force myself into a life that didn't fit me, the worse I felt. Not because I was trying hard enough, but because I was trying hard in the wrong direction. At some point, and for a lot of late recognition women, this happens. I started seeing patterns that were too loud to ignore. Patterns like, I can handle big things, but I struggle with small, repetitive things. I can be amazing at deep thinking, but not amazing at transitions. I can be loving and patient until my sensory threshold is crossed. I can plan beautiful things in my head, quite graciously, I might add, and then my body won't execute. And then I started learning about female pattern autism, masking, the way women learn to compensate socially, perform normal, overfunction, people please. My favorite word growing up was altruism. Look it up. And then I would just collapse later. And something in me just clicked. Not like, oh, yay, I have a label, but more like, oh, there's a reason. And for the first time, I wasn't interpreting my struggle as a character flaw. I started interpreting it as a systems problem. Like, my operating system isn't broken. It's just different. And I've been trying to run the wrong software. And once that clicked, my whole life started reorganizing around one question. What would it look like to build a brain? I'm sorry. I would love to build a brain. Like I'm Dr. Frankenstein or Build-A-Bear. But what would it look like to build a life that actually fits my brain? Not a life that looks good online. Not a life that makes other people, other women comfortable. Not a life that's optimized for productivity, perfection, or even SEO, frankly. A life that fits me, my nervous system, my sensory needs, my rhythm, my capacity, my reality. And that question is literally the seed of this show. Because I realized something else too. There are so many mothers walking around thinking they're failing. Like, I didn't pass the bar exam. I didn't get my certification. I got an F on this test. Thinking they're too much because of your palate. Or you like the bath water a certain temperature. Or you like a certain thickness of a layer of jelly over your toast in the morning. Thinking they're behind. Thinking they're not cut out for motherhood. And really, they're just living in a world that isn't built for their brain. So this show is me building out loud, in real time. Not from a mountaintop, but from the floor. From the floor. With toys under my feet or reaching my arm up until the joint in my shoulder is aching trying to get one for one of my littles. Or with a baby crying in the background sometimes. And sometimes it's my inner child. With real life happening. That's the origin. And now let me tell you what this show actually means when I say soft life, overstimulation, and a life that fits your brain. Let's start with soft life because the internet has a kind of aesthetified it. Online, soft life can look like slow mornings, candles, matcha, lattes, expensive robes. I wake up at 5 a.m. and journal. Beige homes with no crumbs, and the energy of I am always peaceful. And listen, I love a good candle on clearance from Whole Foods Market. I love beauty, and I love romance. Okay, I'm learning to love romance, and I love to be indulgent. But for a divergent mother with small kids, soft life is not an aesthetic. Soft life is a strategy. For me, soft life means nervous system respect. R-E-S-P-C-T. Tell me what it means to me. Well, it means making choices that reduce unnecessary friction. Stopping the self-betrayal of pushing through when I'm beyond capacity. Building small supports into the day so I don't have to keep paying with rage, shutdown, disassociation, or shame. Soft life is when you stop treating yourself like a machine and start treating yourself like a living animal with needs. Mama bear, anyone? Mama tiger, mama bird. Now, overstimulation. In mom terms, overstimulation is not just I'm annoyed. Overstimulation is when the sound is too much. The Oh my God, the touch is too much. The mess is too much. The decisions are too much. The interruptions are too much. And your body starts throwing up warning signals, red everywhere. For me, overstimulation can feel something like my skin is buzzing. My ears get heated up. I can't think in full sentences. I feel ragey and teary at the same time. Everything feels urgent and irritating. I want to get up and leave. And I'd be okay with being single and sometimes not ever hearing my children laugh again because the sound is just, too much. I just want to escape my house, my home, my life. And when you're a mom, you don't always get to just leave. So the question becomes, how do we reset without disappearing for hours? How do we support the nervous system inside real life? And that brings me to the main idea. A life that fits your brain. That means you stop trying to force yourself into somebody else's blueprint and you start designing around 3 things. 1, environment, the sensory load of your house, your noise, your visual clutter, your lighting. 2, systems, how you handle the repetitive tasks without relying on motivation or perfectionism. 3, relationships, repair boundaries, communication, and not doing everything alone. And I'm going to say this clearly. I am not here to give you medical advice. I am not diagnosing you. I am not telling you what you are. I'm telling you what I live, what I've learned, and what has helped me create more calm in a life that is objectively loud. So if your brain has ever felt like it's running a million processes in the background, the show is going to feel like borrowing a parallel brain for a little while, which leads to what you can actually expect here. So, Grounded and in Full Color is a studio on purpose, because it's not just me teaching you from a script like I have everything figured out. It's me documenting the building process, and here's what that looks like in episode form. Studio sessions. These are the real-time story episodes. What actually happened this week? What's working? What's failing? What I'm adjusting? Micro experiments, because I don't believe in a giant life overhaul that requires a new personality. I believe in tiny experiments, like it's safe enough for my nervous system to even remember to do this today. Like one small reset, one new script, one boundary, one sensory input, or just one rhythm tweak. And then I come back and tell you, did it help or did it flop? Systems episodes. These are the episodes where I get super practical. Checklists, visual cues, tiny routines. Here's what I do on Monday mornings when I bring this mush. Repair conversations. Because gentle parenting isn't never about messing up. It's gentle-ish parenting. It's about repair. So we're going to talk about yelling and repair, snapping and apologizing, what to say when you're dysregulated yourself, and how to come back to yourself without drowning in disassociation or shame. Creator life episodes, because I'm a digital creator and I'm building a life and income while raising children. So we're going to talk about making content with toddlers in the background, or just the other room, or 3 feet away from you. Time blindness, batching, scripting, how to show up online without burning out, how to make soft life make sense for your nervous system and your bank account, mama. And the vibe is always going to be the same. Blunt but kind, analytical, but warm. No perfection culture, no just do more, no wake up earlier, no shame. Just real life made softer. Okay. Quick pause, because this is also a studio that's going to be monetized early. And honestly, I'm not going to pretend I'm doing this for vibes alone, and I want you to know exactly what's what. Okay, so again, quick pause for my 26 tabs open moms. Amazing Marvin is one of the only planning tools that feels like it can actually hold my brain. And the feature that I love the most is focus mode. It's the best combat for my time blindness. like I mentioned earlier, because it helps me do one thing on purpose instead of 17 things by accident. I'll link it in the show notes. Quick transparency, some links are affiliate links, which means I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. All right, back to the episode. So here's what I want you to understand. The show is not random. It's built around a method I've been living into, especially as a mother who doesn't have unlimited capacity, time, resources, money, or energy. My method is basically this: validate, simplify, rhythmize, then ship tiny wins. Let me translate that out of framework language. Validate, meaning tell the truth about your season. You have littles. You are tired. You might be postpartum. You might be neurodivergent. You might have no village. So we stop gaslighting ourselves with, I should be able to do more. Simplify, meaning reduce the load wherever you can. Less decisions, less clutter, less unrealistic expectations, more supports. Rhythmize, meaning stop relying on motivation. Oh my God, I'm still learning, y'all. Build a rhythm that your body can actually maintain, not a perfect routine, a rhythm. And then ship tiny wins, meaning count what you did. Celebrate those micro wins. One tiny win is not nothing. It's proof. It's momentum. It's self-trust being built. And here's why this matters. Because a lot of moms don't need a motivational speech. They need a structure that doesn't bully them. And in addition to the podcast, I have 2 ways you can go deeper if you just want some more support. The Glow Board Club. Firstly, this is my crowdfunded exclusive content membership, a light, cozy, stay close space. It's $17 a month, and during launch, you'll get free access to a bonus text-only course inside. If you want ongoing proximity, behind the scenes, and structured little nudges, that's there. And secondly, my 1-week voice note support container and reflection sanctuary. This one is my favorite because it fits my nervous system and it fits yours. It's 7 days of voice note support. You share what's real, and I reflect, validate, name patterns, and help you get clear on your next tiny win. It's designed for moms who are overwhelmed but need something human and grounding, without a scheduled call, without performing, without pressure. Just show up and be honest enough to show yourself. Both links will be in the show notes whenever you're ready. And if you're not ready for any of that, you're still welcome here. The podcast itself is support. Okay, before you go, if this episode felt like a mirror, follow Grounded and in full color so you don't have to find me again. And if you know a mom who needs this kind of, oh my God, I'm not broken, exhale, send it to her. And if you want to stay closer, check the show notes for the Glow Board Club and the 1-week voice note sanctuary. Drink some water, relax, soften, and smooth out your face. And remember, you're not broken, mama. You just need a life that fits your brain. I'll talk to you in the next one.